don't want to say that like that's the thing, but like, you know.
I'll have you return my students, all for one.
Hey, what's up, my peeps? My people's my nails are so ugly right now. Niggas. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new, my name is Sabria Nettles. My hair's not down, but I got one little hair flippy thing. Make sure you subscribe and do all that with shit before the video starts. You know what you're supposed to do, bitch. You've been on YouTube long enough. Do it. Thank you. We back with another story time. So I've been asking y'all, what do y'all like? I said I was gonna get more juicy. I'm gonna get into my sex life. Is it romantic life? Past sexual experiences, okay, love. I ain't doing shit now, but yeah, my past sexual experiences. So as a little treat, a little reward, I'm back with another story time. I think I'm a little warmed up, you know. I can talk loud now. My little niece not in here, so I can talk loud. I can do what I need to do. I'm hungry as hell. I got my timer on for my burger. That's Method Man, BT Dubs. Look at Method Man, he's so fine. Okay, so let's get right into this story time. I don't even really want to talk about this nigga because golly, he don't deserve it. Anyway, I'm gonna put you on. Let's start that. So this was year 2015. Yeah, year 2015. I think it was the same year that I lost my V card. I talked about this guy on my channel a couple times, actually. I talked about him a couple times. I literally did like a little, I was dyeing my hair and did like a little mini story time about him maybe 2 videos ago. So if you haven't seen that, make sure you check that out so you can kind of know what's the tea about this fellow. So okay, this was before everything went to shit. Like this was when we just started getting real cool. Like we was like cool and we was getting like close. So I had a group of friends. This is back when Kick was still popping and shit like that. The guy who I'm gonna call him, I want to call him something ghetto because he's a, you know, hood nigga. Let's see, Jerome. I don't know. I don't know any ghetto guy names. Man, I'm just kidding. I'm just gonna call him Jerome. So boom, me and Jerome was getting real cool. I remember my cousin, his name is Mike. He was really like against us being like all cutesy. We wasn't cutesy because I was kind of like, I kind of was involved with my best friend, my ex-best friend at the time. I had an involving with him. Everybody thought like we was going out, but we wasn't. We just was involved. Like we just liked each other and stuff like that. And we kind of like did a few things like once before this all happened. But everybody thought he was my guy. I mean, I was his girl, but I was like, no, we're not nothing. Like we just besties that do some things. Okay. One day, I was with my cousin Mike, and I was going through his phone. I was going through his phone because I was looking for Jerome's Kick because I wanted to make a group chat, like a Kick group chat with like all our friends. You know, because I like bringing people together. That's the type of person. I like bringing my friends together, and if they don't know somebody, I bring them. I just like bringing everybody together so we can all have a good time and laugh and talk shit. So I got his Kick. I stole his Kick from Mike's phone. And I put everybody in a group chat together. We was already cool, but like we just didn't exchange numbers or anything like this at this time. So we was kicking in a group chat. Now it was me, my best friend Nisha, Mike, my sister Naja, Mike's friend Bree, the Jerome guy, and Jerome's cousin. Yeah, his boy cousin. We was all talking shit, you know what I'm saying? So we was talking for a bit. This had to be in I think this was in August, I think, of 2015. Yeah. So one day, I don't know if I already said it. Yeah, one day we was all talking on Kick. You know, we talk all damn day, but we was talking on Kick. I had fell asleep and I woke up at like 2, 3 in the morning. you know, I tap in with the kick folks, my friends, and we talking, shooting shit. And then boom, Jerome hit me up on the side, like in a private kick. Now you know, we ain't never spoke, like just us talking. So I was like, oh, that's interesting. He hit me up. Cool. Let me see what this thing wants. He was asking me what I was doing. And I'm just like, nothing. Like, it's like 2 or 3 in the morning. I'm not doing nothing. I just woke up. And he was like, do you want to come and hang out with me? And I was like, hang out with you at this time? I was like, I was thinking in my head, I was like, it's pretty late. Like, he want to hang out at this time? What if he tried to do something with me? Like, but then I was like, no, because like we never like talk like that towards each other. Like, he asked me about, you know, my sexual, like, he asked me about sexual shit, and I asked him about sexual shit just because we just two curious people. Like, but it was never like we was being sexual towards each other. So I wasn't thinking like oh, he actually want to do something with me or anything like that. I just was like, at first I was like, but then I was like, well, we ain't never really talked like that towards each other or anything like that. So I don't think he's interested in me that way. Maybe he really do want to hang out with me. You know, just being naive and shit. So I was like, I guess, okay, cool, sure. I mean, I never like left the house to sleep over a boy's house before. So, you know, experiences and shit like that. I was like, okay, sure. He was like, okay, I'm gonna come get you. Now, I'm like, okay, so I'm getting ready or whatever. I'm packing a little bag or whatever. This has been the night of this guy's house. Mind you, I'm still the best friend thing. Okay. As I'm doing this, I'm packing and stuff, and I'm like trying to get ready and stuff like that. I'm like, should I shave? I was like, should I shave? But I was like, I don't know. But bitch, when I tell you at the time, which is so embarrassing, it was like a jungle down there. You feel me? Like, I didn't shave. Like, I didn't shave. Like, because I wasn't doing anything on anybody. Like, you know, sometimes when you're just not doing it on nobody, you don't feel the need to like shave every fucking day. So, you know, it kind of got out of control, and it was a jungle down there. I didn't think, I was like, again, I don't think it's like that or whatever. I think we just hanging out, so I shouldn't need to shave because nothing's gonna happen. So I didn't shave, which was a mistake, a big mistake. I'm like, okay, boom, whatever. So I get my stuff. He texts me a kid, tell me he outside. So I'm walking out, whatever. It's awkward. It's always awkward walking to the car. Like, it's just never, you don't know where to look and shit. It's just like so awkward, like, walking to the car. So you looking at your feet and shit, and you walking. And so I got in the car and him, you know, we hug each other and he's like, what's up, what's up, what's up? So we drive and whatever, and he was just like, he was looking at me, he's like, you look nervous. And I was like, no, I'm not nervous. He was like, this your first time leaving the house or something? I was like, I mean, like, somewhat. Like, I never like left the house to go over some guy's house in the middle of the fucking night. Like, no. So yes, this is my first time leaving the house. So he was like, okay. So we get to his house and we go upstairs. I don't know. I think it definitely, his mother was there, his sister was there, his brother was there. But again, it's the middle of the night, so nobody's awake. So we go into his house. I've been to his house before. I've been to his house a few times before this night, but you know. So his dog was in the room. He had a big ass fucking dog. Big ass dog that looked vicious as hell, but sweet as fuck. He was sitting in the room laying down. You know, he come to greet me or whatever, and I'm petting him and shit like that. So, but I don't think I ever seen his room before. Like, nah, I ain't never been in his room. I was always like downstairs. So going to his room the first time or whatever, you know, the nigga Was again a hood nigga. I don't think a lot of hood niggas care about a lot of like shit in their room, but like, yeah, the bed was on the floor, which was, you know, I didn't really care. Like, I didn't really think nothing of it. I was like, oh, he just doesn't have a, you know, what's some shit's called? A bed springer or some shit. Like, I was like, oh, okay, bed on the floor. It's not like it was like one mattress. I think it was like two at least. Like, I'm like, okay, taking his room. He got a TV, you know, and stuff like that. So I get in the bed. We both sitting in the bed, laying down, talking. We talking all the time. Like, me and him, we can have a good conversation. We talk, and it's like friendship talk. Like, we're talking normal. So again, I'm not thinking shit. Like, lights on, TV going, we having conversation, normal conversation, like how we always do. So yeah, now it was getting kind of late or whatever. I mean, it was already about 3 in the morning, but it was getting like maybe like 4 or 5, like coming on to that point. I'm getting kind of tired, so I'm just like, you know, ready to go to sleep. So he get up to go to the bathroom, and he kind of like leaned over. I had said something, I guess that was funny. He leaned over while he was getting up and kissed me on my neck. Like, kissed but licked me on my neck. And that was, I was like, oh, okay, friends can do that, you know, a little kissy kiss on the neck is harmless. I was like, okay. So he get up and he go in the bathroom. I'm like, oh, okay, okay, all right. He come back and he talked like, which is also okay because it's fucking 4 or 5 in the morning. You can't have the lights on all night. It's, you know, niggas gotta go to sleep. So, okay, I'm like, okay. The TV's still on or whatever. He get in the bed, he get back in the bed, and I'm laying down. Like, kind of like, I'm thinking like, I don't know how to show y'all because I don't feel like moving my camera. But kind of like this. Like, you know how you laying, just picture me laying down flat. But you kind of like laying to the side like this. So I'm laying, you know, back on my back and shit to the side, slick. And he lays next to me. He lays next to me with like, okay, I can feel this nigga's dick on my leg, the side of my leg. And one thing, before I even, this was something I've been knew about him from observation. When I was always around him, he used to like sag his pants pretty damn low. So you can see the outline of this man's. So I always noticed that he seemed to be having a big situation down there. And that used to always surprise me. Like, it wouldn't surprise me, but I just know that, like, yeah, I knew that. And sometimes, like, I'm not even gonna get into that. I just will always look down. Like, if you sag your pants, I'm gonna look, like, down there. So I always noticed that. I was like, I used to be like, oh, okay. So laying next to him, his dick is on my leg. I feel it. And I'm like, oh, okay, it's okay. Still friendship, still cooling. Now time go by a little bit and he puts his hand on my stomach and just like, he's just like rubbing my stomach and shit like that. My heart's starting to beat fast now. I'm like, oh. I'm like, okay. Still friendship. You know what you have to do, because, you know, a nigga trying to get slick, you just kind of move his hand or whatever. And so he would do it again. Put his hand on my stomach and, you know, rub. Kind of getting close to my boobs, like my under boob. So I take his hand and put it by him again. And this time, he does it again. I'm just like, and so I let him, you know, touch me a little bit. Now, before any of this, you know, in my head, like, I'm still like in the dark because I don't we ain't never talked about sexual stuff. Like, I didn't think of him in that way. I did like him at the time. Like, I had a little liking for him or whatever. Otherwise, I wouldn't have went over his house or let him touch me. So yeah, I had a liking for him. That's why I went there. But we still had no conversations about sex. So this was all, I'm trying to like wrap my head around like what it would be like having sex with him at this time, because I'm like, we don't talk about, I don't know, like, you know, when you kind of like feeling somebody and whatever, y'all kind of, or maybe it's just me, we kind of have conversations about it, or I just ask questions about you know, their sexual experience and their past and shit. Oh, hold on. Yeah, I didn't know what to expect, and I'm nervous because this is like my third sexual encounter with somebody, like, you know. Oh, ooh, that second time, if y'all want to know about the second time, let me know in the comments. That was fucking wild, okay? Third sexual encounter with somebody. You know, I'm not experienced. I know he was, because we used to talk about like his experiences with different people, girls, excuse me. And so I know he is, but I wasn't. So I'm like I don't know, like, I'm like nervous. I'm nervous because I don't know. I always get nervous before I do something with somebody because I don't know. Sorry, too much. Sorry. I'm nervous and my heart is beating. Like, I'm surprised he didn't hear the shit. Like, my heart was like, boo, 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 boo. Like, it was beating so fast. I was like, I didn't know what to expect. But after he touched, you know, right here, this area, he kind of moved his hand down south. And I'm like, whoo, take his hands. 1 second. I did not shave. Oh, I didn't shave. Why didn't I shave? Embarrassing. So he trying to hunt me down there, and my head is just like, why didn't I shave? Fuck. Idiot. Why would you not think this nigga want to do something with you? Like, what nigga just gonna have you spend the night and don't want to do nothing? Oh, I'll take that back, because yeah. But yeah, most of them do. But some of them are bold. Some of them are just bold enough to try something. Some of them kind of chill, but a lot of them are bold enough to try something. Why didn't you think this nigga was bold enough to try some shit? So I'm like, oh my god. I don't want to say that, like, that's the thing, but like, you know. Well, he tried to do that again. And, you know, after like maybe, yeah, after maybe the second time me trying to move his hand, I just let him touch me. He doing that, and should I not do the hand movements? Cause is that gonna get me like demonetized or some shit? Let me know. I don't know. He touched me down there, and he's rubbing the right areas. Let's just say that. I don't know who taught him how to feel on a bitch, but yeah. Okay, after he did that, I'm just like my head is just everywhere. So I turned to him, and you know, we whispering, we like this close and shit. And I told him, I was like, I don't think it's a good idea if we do this. He's like, why? And after he said why, before I can even say anything to think of anything, he kissed me. Like, kiss me, bitch. And kiss me with tongue, kiss me with passion, kiss me with everything. Yeah. And that was the first time I ever like tongue kissed somebody before. He's doing that, we doing that. And I'm just like, whoa, who is this young man? What? Who's teaching him these last pants? It was kind of like a movie how that happened, because like I'm like trying to figure out something, think of something, and you know, we kissing with passion, love. And I just kind of just melt. I just melt. And I couldn't think of any reason. I just like, that shit, I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't know no more. I couldn't think of shit to say after that. So then, I think he put me on top of him. And we still kissing and stuff like that. And so, I'm like, my favorite thing to do to a guy, I don't know, I really like, I'm really a touchy-feely type of person. I'm very physical with guys, I like. And so I just want to touch you, I want to lick you, I want to bite you. I get on top of him and we kiss or whatever, which was, but I'm like licking on his neck. I love licking guys' necks, like especially if you have a nice thick neck and you clean. I'm going to lick that neck, sir. I'm licking his neck, kissing on his neck. Now this was me three sexual experiences in. First time, y'all heard about that first time story. If you haven't, watch it. The second time, I have to tell that story. Was I? I still wasn't really, I didn't really know. Third time, yeah, I kind of knew my way around a nigga. So, you know, I had my own things I like to do. So, yeah, I'm kissing, licking on his neck, sucking on his neck, and he, you know, rubbing on my butt. He put his hand, I had leggings on. He put his hand under the leggings, you know, inside the leggings, and he, you know, was, can I say this? Finger popping a bitch. I don't know if I can say this. You know, finger popping a bitch. So, he doing that. And he didn't even like hesitate, even though I know he felt the hair. Cause again, bitch, a jungle. He didn't hesitate, he still was doing it. So I was like, okay, this is a man then. This is a man. He don't care about all that kid shit. No, I cared. He didn't care. So he's doing that. And by his hands, cause he had big hands. By like the feeling, I'm trying to think, is this too much to say? Feeling his finger, I felt like, I thought it was actually his private area. I was like, you know, he had some big hands. I was like, whoa. But then that would have been like too easy. Like, so then I would have been like, he had some big hands, y'all. So he doing it. And you know, it's a good feeling. I like getting finger popped. I gotta take that out because that's too much. So yeah, boom, we was doing that for a little bit. He was doing that for a little bit. And then he got up to grab a condom, a protection thing. And he come back to the bed. Now, I'm still thinking about, I know what he got going on downstairs because I felt it and I also seen it. Not seen it like visual, but you know, seeing the outline of it. So I know it's not no don't come around, don't fuck around. It's not on no punk shit. Like, I gotta embrace. I have to embrace myself for this. So now he's up and I'm on my back. He pulls me closer to him. He tries to insert, but it just wouldn't go in. It wouldn't go in. And he did the prepping right. It just was, I don't know, it was just too big. It was big, and I haven't experienced a too big thing before. I just, you know, I don't know, I guess I'm gonna just like normal. The other two were just normal. This one was a monster. He tried to do it like that. It wasn't going in. So he lays down and puts me on top of him again and tries to do it like that. Still wasn't going in. I mean, it was going a little bit, but it was like a lot of pressure, and he knew that I didn't have that many sexual experiences. So he was like, does it hurt? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, okay. So then he put me on, then he took me off of him, and you know, he pulled back up his pants and shit like that. Then I was like, oh, okay. So I pulled back up my pants, and then I went to sleep, and he went to sleep. That was kind of cool, because you know how some niggas gonna try to, if it don't fit, they're gonna try to force it in there and like have you fucking screaming because it hurts and shit like that. But he wasn't trying to force shit. Like, he just was like, okay, I understand. Like, he knows. I'm pretty sure he knows. So he was like, yeah. But it was also late, so I'm pretty sure he was tired and shit like that, and didn't feel like trying to try and shit. So we both sleep, and it's morning time, maybe like 8, 9 in the morning. I wake up first because I can hear this nigga snoring next to me and shit. And I'm waking up and I'm like, what? Wow. I'm like, what the fuck? I can't believe all that shit happened. And I can't believe I spent the night over a nigga house. Like, what the fuck? I'm just like taking it in, like, bitch, who do you think you are? You're not grown. So I'm texting, of course I'm texting my best friend. I'm telling her about this shit. I'm pretty sure I told my sisters too. I'm telling them about this shit, the shit that went down. You know, I really wish, I really want to know from my best friend perspective, or from her side, like if she remembers anything I said about it. But I wish I could just get those kick fucking messages. Like, that would have been gold. Them Kick messages, man. If you, oh, Kick was just a fun place back then. I'm telling them about it and shit like that. So he finally gets up. He finally wakes up. I think I get up and I go to the bathroom. And I come back out. And so when I come back out, I'm laying on the end of the bed. Like, I'm laying like, I don't feel like moving my camera. So can y'all just work with me? I'm laying like this, you know, laying flat down like this. And he's laying all the way back here. Oh my god, move. Oh my, he's laying flat down like this. Ah! Now, man, mind you, I'm still up here. We looking at each other. It's like, it's kind of like a little, like, I don't know, like, it was like, we had like a lot of like romantic, like movie type moments. Like, damn. We looking at each other and stuff, like smiling, not saying shit, just looking at each other, smiling and stuff, and like kind of touching each other's hands. Real cute. He was like, he has to walk his dog. He also had another dog there that he was watching, somebody's dog that he was watching also, but that dog was downstairs. And so the other dog was upstairs, came upstairs. We go out to walk the dogs, and we walking and stuff, talking. And I remember we was walking and I was singing, I was rapping a song, I don't even know who it's by, but it was a song that go like, gain up food, I ain't got no job, but I'm still flying. But you see how I'm rapping it to you like I don't know the words. And he was like, no, it go like this. And he started rapping it because he know the shit. And I'm just like, okay, like, the fuck? I'm sorry, I don't know all the words. Like, yeah, we still walking the dogs, talking, laughing, just, you know, cool shit. We get back to his house, and he was like, he's gonna take me home. And I was like, okay, cool. So we get in the car. I think his sister came with us, or whatever. And I got in the house, and I just ran upstairs, and I just was talking to my sisters about it. And that was, oh wait, no, that's not it. Okay, so that was that with that situation. So now I'm starting to, like, reality starting to set in. I'm like, oh fuck, I did something with another guy. Mind you, again, the whole, I'm having like a will they or won't they with the best friend thing. And so I was like, oh fuck, I gotta tell him. We're not together. We're not together or anything like that. We're just best friends that did something one time. And we like act cutesy towards each other. But I felt like if I like somebody, I have a sense of, like, I don't know, like loyalty to them or some shit. Like, I have to tell them shit. And I was like, oh, I gotta tell him about this or whatever, because I don't want to keep no secrets. I don't want him to even find out, you know, randomly or some shit. So I was like, okay, I gotta tell him. So I call him, and you know, I was like, I have to tell you something. He was like, what? And I was like, I might have done something with Jerome. He knows Jerome. You know, we was all like, I mean, I literally brought everybody together. So like, he knew him from me type shit. And I think he had went to his party or some shit. Anyway, but he knew him. And he was jealous of him because he seen that me and him was kind of building a bond, like a relationship. So the best friend was jealous of Jerome. So you know, he was pissed when I told his ass. I was like, yeah, I might have done something with Jerome, and I just wanted to let you know because I didn't want it to be a secret or anything like that. And he was so fucking mad. Like, I don't even remember what he said. He said something about, so you gonna wait till I move away to be a hoe and blah blah blah. You know, I know he was mad because he not, even when we would get in arguments and stuff like that, he don't be disrespectful towards me. Like, he don't even like arguing. So like, he was mad, but I didn't understand. He was mad, but he was still fucking with other people. He was fucking other girls and shit like that. And he didn't tell me. I had to either find out, you know, find out from somebody else. I'll find out from his brother, or I would just blatantly kind of see some shit. And, you know, I gave him the respect to tell him, even though I didn't need to tell him no shit like that because we weren't together. We only did something once at this time. Like, what the fuck? I don't have to tell you shit. So him, like, being mad and talking about something, you gonna wait till I move for you to be a hoe and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, what the that don't even, I'm like, first of all, watch your fucking mouth, because what does that have to, how does that make me a hoe? Anywho, so yeah, we was arguing about that because I was like, you need to watch your fucking mouth. Like, don't talk to me crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Don't do that, because it's not the problem you want. So we was arguing for a little bit about that, and then we ended up just talking and whatever, and then we just ended up being cool. Like, we was like, okay, whatever. Because I did let him know, I was like, you are definitely fucking other people, so why the fuck do you care what the fuck I'm doing? Like, we're not together, so I can really do what I want to do. The fuck? Yeah, we ended up being whole after that situation, whatever. So that was the thing that I had to tell him or whatever, and that was a weight off my shoulder. Now, days went by. I did not call Jerome. I don't know why I do this. Like, I don't be like calling the niggas and shit. I'm not saying niggas like a whole bunch of niggas, but the niggas I have dealt with, I don't ever like call them afterwards. I wasn't really thinking about him because I was preoccupied with the best friend, because it was like this type thing. It was like, I liked Jerome, but I loved the best friend. So, you know, my time was more so like, if I had to choose, I was like, okay, I love him and I like him, so I kind of gotta keep my distance from him, because I don't want the light to get even stronger, and then I'm just like in a who should I choose type situation. So I didn't call him, and then a few days went by. I was with my best friend Nisha. We was at school. We was getting out of school, and we was at this hotel or whatever, because we was probably trying to get Wi-Fi or charge our phone and some shit. And he called me, and I was like, hey, and he was like, what's up? He was like, I haven't heard from you in a few days, like, what's going on? I was like, nothing, you know, just trying to skip by. I'm like, oh, nothing, and shit like that. And we had like a little conversation. I don't know if we talked about what happened, but you know, it was a normal conversation we was having. You know, felt normal. Like, he was the type of like guy that, I don't know, I was like, you know, we was friends before any of that shit. So like, we were still friends. Like, we was talking as friends and shit like that. I just know that I liked him, and I know he had a liking for me. That was pretty much, yeah, that was pretty much it with that the situation. I mean, no, it wasn't it with the whole situation. Like, I mean, damn, we were involved for like 3 years. Yeah. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you put a like at the bottom. Comment some shit. I like to read you guys' comments, so comment anything. Make sure you watch my other videos if you haven't. I think that's pretty much it. So I will talk to you guys later.
Yeah, Detroit smash up in that. Call me Deku, manipulate things behind the scenes, call me Black Zetsu. And I'm not gonna argue, bitch, I'ma simply correct you. And if you try to team, then best believe that we gon' check you. Yeah.